Start current affairs today. కొంచెం సైలెంట్ ఉంటారా? Ministry of Finance approved. Ministry of Finance approved Sunil Mehta Committee strategy to tackle non-performing assets. Ministry of Finance approved Sunil Mehta Committee's recommendations to tackle non-performing assets (NPS). Five-pronged strategy. Five-pronged strategy. You all know non-performing asset issue is a very big issue in India. Tackling NPS is not so easy task. Sunil Mehta Committee recommended five-pronged strategy to tackle NPS, and according to the recent reports, NPAs are going to increase by the next financial year, and all the banks now are trying to solve the problem of NPAs. Sunil Mehta Committee wanted to help for this problem, so the strategies given by Sunil Mehta Committee was titled as Sashakt, 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 Sashakt. Okay. Number 1, resolution of bad assets. Resolution of bad assets below 50 crores within 90 days. Resolution of bad assets, bad loans below 50 crores within 90 days. So we have to resolve the bad assets below 50 crores within 90 days. And second point, resolution of consortium loans, CONSORTIUM. Resolution of consortium loans between rupees 50 to 50,000, rupees 50 to 500 crores, rupees 50 to 500 crores within 180 days. Within 180 days. Consortium of loan means, consortium means, what is consortium? Group of banks. For example, in Vijay Mallya case, a consortium of 13 banks got involved. A consortium of 13 banks got involved in Vijay Mallya case. A consortium of 13 banks, group of banks got involved. So resolution of all these consortium loans between rupees 50 to 500 within 180 days. 180 days means 6 months. Okay, but Vijay Mallya's loan is 9,000 crores. Till last year the amount is 9,000 crores. And creation of National Asset Management Company. Creation of National Asset Management Company to resolve loans beyond 500 crores. Creation of National Asset Management Company. National Asset Management Company. Beyond 500 crores. National Asset Management Company. Okay. So Ministry of Finance approved Sunil Mehta Committee recommendations on NPS. Important recommendations are this. Non-performing asset is an asset of the bank for which interest or principal is not paid for 90 continuous days, then that account is called NPA. Next important thing, as you all know, differently abled people in India face lot of problems. And 3 years back, the government launched a program called Sugamya Bharat Abhiyan, Accessible India campaign, to make places accessible to differently abled people. This is called Sugamya Bharat Abhiyan or Accessible India campaign. In this Sugamya Bharat Abhiyan, that is Accessible India campaign, you have government buildings, railway stations, bus stands, all these things are accessible to the differently abled people also. Government buildings, railway stations, bus stands, all these things should be accessible to the differently abled people also, because we need to build an inclusive society where nobody should feel that they are denied of adequate opportunities, and differently abled people are also the part of society. They are also the part of society. As you all know, a famous saying goes, in nature there is no blemish but the mind. None can be called deformed but the unkind. Only unkind people are really deformed people. So the people who does not have fingers, hands, legs, eyes, ears, they are not the people who are actually deformed. Deformity is not physical. Deformity can never be physical. Okay, that's a God's creation or destiny's creation. That means the people have to fight out the challenge. That's the only thing. So elections, you all know, I think most of the election polling booths or election places are not accessible to the differently abled people. To make elections accessible, voting accessible to the differently abled people, Election Commission of India have organized 2 days national consultation on accessible elections. National consultation on accessible elections. National consultation on accessible elections. The mission of this project is to leave no voters behind. To leave no voter behind. No voter should be left behind. To leave, T-O-2-L-E-A-V-E, leave no voter behind. అంటే ఎవరిని వదిలిపెట్టకుండా అందరికీ ఓటింగ్ హక్కులు. Because differently abled people also have to exercise their political right. Article 326 of the Indian Constitution. Every citizen of India have the right to vote who is above 18 years of age, and differently abled people also have the right to vote. Differently abled people also have the right to vote and who are above 18 years of age. So no voter should be left behind. This is a theme. And 5th RCEP meeting, intersessional ministerial meeting. 5th RCEP ministerial meeting held in Tokyo, Japan. RCEP ministerial meeting held in Tokyo, Japan. Held in Tokyo, Japan. RCEP means Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. RCEP, Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. There are 16 countries in RCEP. There are 16 countries in RCEP. How many countries? 16. 10 Asian countries. RCEP, Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. There are 16 countries in RCEP. 10 Asian countries. Asian countries means Association of Southeast Asian Countries. Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, Brunei, Philippines, Laos, Cambodia, Myanmar. All these things comes under Asian countries. And Thailand. Okay, there are 10 countries. Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, Brunei, Philippines, Malaysia, Indonesia, Myanmar and Singapore, plus China, India, South Korea, Australia, New Zealand and Japan. There are 16 countries in RCEP. Very important term which you have to remember. RCEP ante Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. Kindly locate the countries. What are the countries? Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei, Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, Thailand and Vietnam, Philippines. So there are 10 countries in ASEAN, Association of Southeast Asian Nations. You have to remember the countries' names. You have to remember all the 10 countries' names. And apart from these 10 countries, you have China, India, South Korea, Australia, New Zealand and Japan. China, India, South Korea, Australia, New Zealand and Japan. Total how many countries? 16 countries in RCEP. First remember that. This is RCEP means Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. And you have next Tejas Light Combat Aircraft. Tejas, T-E-J-A-S, Tejas, an indigenously built, indigenously manufactured light combat aircraft, India. What is Tejas? Light combat aircraft. Tejas is a indigenously fighter aircraft which have commenced its operations from Kerala Air Force Station. Tejas Light Combat Aircraft, LCA, Light Combat Aircraft. Tejas is a light combat aircraft. It have commenced its operations from Kerala's Air Force Station Sulur, S-U-L-U-R, Sulur. This is about Tejas. Coming to today's newspaper, open today's Hindu, all of you. Kaveri Authority directs Karnataka to release water. Kaveri Authority directs Karnataka to release water. Two years back, an issue is really burning in India called Kaveri water dispute between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Interstate river water disputes actually cause lot of tension in India. We have many rivers, Godavari, Krishna, Ganga, many rivers in India, and for many rivers we have interstate river water disputes. Article 262 of the Indian Constitution, Article 262 of the Indian Constitution deals with interstate river water disputes. Article 262. Article 262 of the Indian Constitution deals with interstate river water disputes. The Kaveri Water Management Authority, directed Karnataka, the Kaveri Water Management Authority directed Karnataka to release water to Tamil Nadu and other states. The Kaveri Water Management Authority directed Karnataka to release water to Tamil Nadu and other states. So it's a very big issue. Just read about Kaveri river water issue. We will discuss in future. Next, coming to today's editorial page. 1 year after. This editorial is about GST, Goods and Services Tax. This editorial is about GST, Goods and Services Tax. On July 1st, 2017, we had GST, and we had a strong GST regime. We are going to evolve now. The slab rates start from 0 to 28. So we have various slabs, 0 to 28. Earlier we have so many items. From 200 now, for 28% tax we bought only 50. Earlier 28% taxation we are levying only around 200. Now it brought to 50 goods, around 50. 28 bracket has been brought down to 50 from around 200. It's very important. So many businesses have entered into GST regime. They made their registrations under GST. 4.5 million entities in country now entered into GST. Earlier they were informal. They have all entered into GST. On 1st July 2018, we celebrated GST Day. On 1st July 2018, we celebrated GST Day. The finance minister told collections in the year, finance minister told average monthly collections in the year crossed 1,10,000 crores. Because of GST, our monthly collections now are 1,10,000 crores. This surge must allay the fiscal concerns of the center and the states. This surge must allay the, surge means more GST income is coming. So earlier center and states are fearing how to deal with the revenue distribution. There might be loss to the states. But now with more and more revenue coming out of GST, it is happy for both center and the states. Earlier states are complaining that with GST will be at loss. But now more and more income is coming out of GST. More money is coming out of GST, Goods and Services Tax. So there was a provision for e-wallet. E-wallet, not yet completely operated. There is a provision called e-wallet. E-W-A-L-L-E-T. That means exporters can keep paying GST and other things through using e-wallet. E-wallet. E-wallet, W-A-L-L-E-T. Wallet means purse, electronic purse. You can pay most of the things through that. So all these things are for GST. Okay, Goods and Services Tax. Called e-wallet, W-A-L-L-E-T. E-wallet means online purse type. Okay, electronic wallet. You can pay so that it will become easy. So 1 year we have seen all that problems, initial hiccups of GST. Now it is heading into a track. Next article, the strong man's dilemma. Repeated article about Tayyip Erdogan. Turkey president. The president of Turkey, Tayyip Erdogan. So the article is a detailed article on Turkey politics. I will give crux of it which is important to you. Nothing is required. See, Ottoman Empire collapsed after the First World War in Turkey. First collapse of Ottoman Empire in the Turkey with the end of First World War made a big shift in Turkey. Where Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, A-T-A-T-U-R-K, he was the first president of Turkey from 1923 to 1938. Mustafa Kemal Atatürk was the first president of Turkey from 1920 to 38. This Mustafa Kemal Atatürk brought very good changes in Turkey. Earlier it was so conservative society. Now he introduced European language, Roman scripts, and modern education, modern dressing style into Turkey. And the other compared this tectonic shift in Turkey after the First World War with present Erdogan's ruling in Turkey. Okay, see, till First World War, Turkey was ruled by Ottoman Empire, which was very conservative. Till First World War, Turkey was ruled by Ottoman Empire, which was very conservative. After the First World War, the Khalifa, everything was dismantled. Then Mustafa Kemal Atatürk came into power. He was there as the president of Turkey from 1923 to 1938. He introduced revolutionary changes in Turkey. Tectonic shift. Tectonic shift means major shift. There was a tectonic shift in Turkey. So introduced many modern things in Turkey. So they have compared Mustafa Kemal Atatürk's ruling with the present president Tayyip Erdogan. As you all know, 11 years Erdogan was a prime minister. For 11 years Erdogan was a prime minister, and after that he became president. Last year he made a referendum and he increased the powers of president, and he might be the president of Turkey till 2028. And here comes 2-3 issues. Turkey was an ally in NATO, was a member in NATO. Turkey is strongly trying to enter into European Union. Turkey is strongly, it is in the customs union. Turkey is strongly trying into European Union. And Turkey is working to become a member in Shanghai Cooperation Organization, which India and Pakistan became members. Turkey also wanted to enter into Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And Tayyip Erdogan was pro-Islamist. He was not in favor of Kurdish population. He was not in favor of Kurdistan, not in favor of Kurdistan and Kurdish population. He does not want to have that Kurdish population and revolutionary activities of Kurdish population. Few years back, there is a coup against Erdogan done by Fethullah Gulen, a revolt done by Fethullah Gulen. Coup means a revolt. Tayyip Erdogan వ్యతిరేకంగా ఒక రివోల్ట్ జరిగింది. రివోల్ట్ చేసిన ఆయన పేరు గులెన్, Gulen. A coup was conducted was Gulen. Now the thing is, how Erdogan is going to lead Turkey in future. His Justice and Development Party, how it's going to lead in the future. How Turkey they are going to deal with various issues, Syrian issue. Earlier, Tayyip Erdogan was a strong supporter. Erdogan was a strong supporter of Bashar al-Assad, the Syrian president. Now, there are many issues in Turkey also. As a NATO ally, Turkey gave air base to NATO, America. Incirlik. There is a place called Incirlik in Turkey. Incirlik. 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 There is a place called Incirlik in Turkey. It was used as air base. After this, IS attacks in Turkey also increased. IS attacks in Turkey also increased. Erdogan also should deal with IS attacks. దీని తర్వాత టర్కీలో IS attacks కూడా పెరిగిపోయాయి. So Erdogan has to do with this also. This is what is the strong man's dilemma article. Next article not required for exam. In Mexico, Lopez Obrador came to power. Just remember that, that's all. In Mexico, Lopez Obrador, LOPEZ space OBRADOR. In Mexico, Lopez Obrador came to power. OBRADOR. అంత గుర్తుపెట్టుకొని చాలు, అంతకు మించి అవసరం లేదు. నథింగ్ ఈజ్ రిక్వైర్డ్. నెక్స్ట్ ఆర్టికల్, హౌ టు లిస్ట్ కేసెస్ బెటర్. how to list cases better. Next article is how to list cases better. See, in this article, just listen. Few months back, there is an allegation that the Chief Justice of India is mastering the roster. The Chief Justice of India is mastering the roster. What do you mean by mastering the roster? Chief Justice of India is giving the cases, more important cases to his favorite judges, unimportant cases to judges who are not in his good books. This is called mastering the roster. Mastering the roster. Here, the author says there are a lot of pending cases in the Supreme Court. Many cases are pending in the Supreme Court. As you all know, delayed justice is nothing but denied justice. అంటే జస్టిస్ ఇవ్వటం లేట్ అయితే, కోర్టులో కేసులు చాలా లేట్ అయితే దానివల్ల అందరూ నష్టపోతారు, ముఖ్యంగా పార్టీస్ నష్టపోతారు. డిలేడ్ జస్టిస్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ డినైడ్ జస్టిస్. ఫర్ దట్ రీజన్ వీ షుడ్ స్పీడ్ అప్ ద కేసెస్, వీ షుడ్ స్పీడ్ అప్ ద ట్రయల్స్, వీ షుడ్ స్పీడ్ అప్ ద కేసెస్, స్పీడ్ అప్ ద ట్రయల్స్. సో హియర్ ద క్వాలిటీ అండ్ ఎఫిషియన్సీ ఆఫ్ ద కోర్ట్స్, if you manage little bit, we can increase the quality and efficiency of the courts. What should be managed? Prioritizing the cases. One is prioritizing important cases and long standing cases. Long pending cases should be prioritized first. Long standing cases, long prioritization of the cases. మనం ఏం చేయాలంటే ఎప్పటి నుంచో పెండింగ్ ఉన్న కేసెస్ ఫస్ట్ ప్రయారిటైజ్ చేసేయాలి. We should prioritize the long standing cases. And systematic listing of the cases, proper listing of the cases. Cases వేసేటప్పుడు లిస్టింగ్ ప్రాపర్గా చేయాలి. And you should list the case in accordance with the, you should list the case in accordance with the type and stage. You should list the case in accordance with the type and stage. Means in which what is the type of the case, what is the amount pending, or what is the issue pending, and in which the case is existing, type and stage. If you take small steps, you can make very good judgments, delivery of judgments very fast. So we have to expedite the trials. అంటే ఏంటంటే కోర్టులో చాలా జాగ్రత్తగా కేసు లిస్టులు వేసుకుని, ముందు కేసులు ప్రయారిటైజ్ చేసుకుని, ఒక సిస్టమేటిక్గా చేసుకుని, ఏ స్టేజ్లో ఉందో తెలుసుకొని చేస్తే ఎఫిషియన్సీ, క్వాలిటీ పెరిగి మంచి జడ్జిమెంట్లు రావడమే కాకుండా ఫాస్ట్గా కేసెస్ డిస్పోజ్ అవుతాయి, న్యాయ వ్యవస్థ మీద నమ్మకం కలుగుతుంది అని. ఓకే, దట్స్ ద మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద ఆర్టికల్. న్యాయ వ్యవస్థ అంటే జ్యుడిషియరీ, జడ్జెస్ మీద. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ రిఫార్మింగ్ హైయర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్. Higher education. UGC Act. Now the government wanted to repeal UGC Act and want to establish Higher Education Commission of India. Higher Education Commission of India will see academic issues, and Ministry of HRD will see funding and grants issues. Academic issues means teaching, quality, research, syllabus, qualifications. Higher Education Commission of India will see academic issues, and UGC will be repealed. Ministry of HRD will see grants, aids and other issues. Here, why we need Higher Education Commission of India? We have multiple regulators in the higher education in India. We have multiple regulators, many regulators. On the one side UGC, on the other side AICTE, All India Council for Technical Education. We have multiple regulators, and for legal education someone, for architecture education someone, for medical education someone. There are multiple regulators in higher education in India. There is a lot of complaints that the quality of higher education in India is not good. There are many complaints that the quality of higher education in India is not good. So what we need to increase the expenditure in higher education. Okay, it should be around 2%, minimum requirement of 2% in education, particularly higher education. So in higher education the minimum now we are spending 1%, it should go up to 2%. Okay, enough. These are the quantum optics, we will discuss